How to discuss money with your partner. Well, first thing is don't discuss money. Not in the way you've been doing it. Money is actually not the topic. What money is about is trust. Trust for each other, working together, being on the same page. So if you're going to sit down and talk about money, realize that it's not that piece of paper with dead people's faces on it that you're talking about. Underneath that, there is a deeper conversation going on here about trusting each other and who is using what money. It's a great way to get attention from your partner, right? If you overspend. Sometimes people will overspend because they're satisfying a need they can't get inside the relationship. And having a great relationship requires us to get to know ourselves. And if that is your issue, then you might need some help with that. But mostly inside a relationship, when you're talking about money, it's going to be about trust, trusting each other in terms of how it's using. Maybe one person's got more skills than the other. Maybe both of you don't have the skills and you need to go and do a couple of courses to get those skills. See, a marriage is about moving through life together and gaining more skills together. And maybe one of you is more inclined to want to learn those skills, and that's okay. You can teach and learn from each other. That's part of a relationship, that's part of a marriage. And so when you're on that path and learning those skills, that can be really valuable to you, not just personally in terms of feeling like you're growing, but to the relationship, or what we call the kingdom, your kingdom together, your lives together, and where that's heading. Because most people don't have money skills. And it's a great shame. And it's one of the areas that we teach inside the relationship code. Because having a strong treasury in your kingdom together is essential for security and safety. As a man, it's going to make you feel more secure. And as a woman, it's going to make you feel secure and safe if that is being handled in the right way. And there are two areas of that. The first is controlling your money, controlling your spending, and knowing where it's going. And that category that we call SHIT, yes, that one, all that stuff that you're spending that you shouldn't be spending. And then once you've got that under control, now you can focus on putting money aside, start saving to invest. And most people don't know how to do that, but it's actually very simple. And there are really just three main areas: stock market, property, and commodity or businesses to invest in. Now, maybe you don't want to run a business. That's going to leave you stock market or property. And again, maybe you don't have the skills in that. Well, you need to gain the skills, because that's going to make your lives together easier, more abundant, and it's going to be one area that you can no longer argue over.